So you're going through something right now. Yeah, I can feel that. How do you feel in your body and in your heart right now?
Dr. Crail,
I have been blissing so hard. Would love for you to know this bliss. You do. You will. You do know this bliss. Maybe even now.
Dr. Crail, we heard you were back.
Update me on everything we know about that tree. Every detail.
The main thing in the way of bliss is guilty mind, the sense that we caused the seeming separation. And I'm really enjoying realizing when I'm in guilty mind.
I'm okay. Everything's fine.
And letting myself off the hook.
The Donovan breakthrough is our starting point. It's just a starting point. All right, let's build on it. Stop aging, stop dying. Stop dying, that's our goal. Scans, cultures, charts. Let's get to work. Come on, let's get to work.
And just how much of everything is thinking that we're responsible for the separation. But it never occurred. It's not happening. I had a conversation with my friend Matt yesterday where he was going through something.
Shut up.
I was at a loss for how to help him. Not that I have to help him, but we have this kind of relationship where I counsel him. He counsels me in his own way.
We're here.
And he listens to me too. It draws out my ability to teach my own mind about the truth. And we have this long-standing relationship now, and it's really fun. I seem to have an ability to come up with something that helps him shift his consciousness.
We almost made it. I'm sorry.
Finish it.
Stop it. Stop it! What do you want? Leave me alone! Please, please. I'm afraid.
Yesterday I was at a loss. I was like, oh, maybe I'm not going to come up with anything. And I had to just feel my feelings, surrendering to that. I just surrendered to not knowing. And just feeling, letting the feelings wake us up. Wake us up to how this could be happening.
Will you deliver Spain from bondage?
I don't know. I'm trying. I don't know how.
You do. You will. You do. You will.
Letting the feelings wake us up. Wake us up to
I'm not afraid anymore, Tommy.
how this could be happening. This is not.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Together we will live forever.
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 In the past, I had a thing I would tell him that was really cool, but I went further than it this time. But I used to tell him, you are God who seemed to come down into this body and into this life and wants the uploads. the reports back from this place. Deeply wants this experience to bring it back to the highest dimensions, so to speak, of what this is like.
We will live forever.
And it goes both ways, because God just wants so desperately to come down here and have experience
Finish it.
and see through it and wake up,
Okay.
but also wants to bring those learnings back.
What are you doing here?
Take a walk with me.
I have too much work.
It's the first snow. We always...
They're waiting on me.
Come on, Tommy.
Please, Izzy.
And it's like a videotape,
I'm sorry. I am.
like a movie,
I'll see you tonight, okay?
like the most compelling movie of a virtual reality experience, and that's what this is.
Izzy.
Hey, Dr. Creel. Antonio's on his way back. Donovan's open and ready. His vitals are steady. Come on, let's go.
This is a virtual reality experience that God is having, and can we just
Dr. Creel, where are you going?
relish that? What a movie that we are filming. And just film it through all sensory modalities in our minds and everything, in our hearts, our emotions, all the five senses and all the other senses beyond them that are just experiencing this wonder of this fucking weird trip that we're in. You can even do that with the mundane feeling of fear. It's fear that we did it, that we caused the separation. Of the fear and the guilty mind, it's all the same thing. But what I told him yesterday, he was complaining about his girlfriend, like something went on between them, and she wasn't understanding him.
Ako jasvata vokol libayuk me ilto tiletas tokolalchile lalte. Ah! Lila gelel hasbelal sakilalos sile. Shivalva!
Eventually I was like, oh, well, what would you really like her to be saying to you right now? And I can say the same thing to you with whatever you're going through.
Finish.
What would you really like to be happening right now? And to allow yourself to imagine that. And see, this is what you did for me. It was really the most empowering, refreshing, and liberating when I would be having feelings about you. You led me through a guided meditation right there in real time. What are you really wanting right now? And why don't you let yourself just have that? What do you want right now? And just go ahead, I give you permission. And it was really liberating, partly because you didn't always used to say that kind of thing.
Ushabu, Shailin kaku. Muyukbu iknaoch mihaot.
Like you didn't want me to want something with you. It took me a lot of times to do this, but eventually I really did. Like I really turned a corner. You really need these experiences on some level. The suffering too, or the pain too, to see through it, to wake up from the dream. And I really needed that. I really did. It was very healing for me. I had gone through anguish, but the anguish didn't really happen either. It's just a movie. It was a compelling movie at the time. What would you really like to be happening in your life right now? With your relationships, what would you like people to be saying to you? Or maybe it's something about your car, or nature, or any aspect of your life, money. What are you really wanting right now? What would you really like to be happening right now with them? And just to allow yourself to fantasize about that. And wallow or revel in the desires or the needs. Because this is the other thing, is that I used to teach NVC, nonviolent communication, also known as compassionate communication. And we really hit upon something eventually. Needs are a big part. There's this deeper teaching that Marshall Rosenberg gave, he's the creator of NVC, where he used to say that needs actually isn't even the right word for it. He would change it to beloved divine energies. these deep parts of ourselves that really want to be met, ways that we crave to have experience of this life. It's essentially love. It's essentially the healing of the separation playing out in the drama of the virtual reality movie, that we want that so deeply. And we've projected this world in order to try to have that experience somehow. And our soul, though, keeps dramatizing the plots of these movies because we want to wake up from the movie. And it's like that movie, The Fountain, that I'm harping on you about watching. The characters get these chances to redream the events. It really becomes clear in that movie because it's all a dream. There's a present time, but then there's this past. Not even really the past. It's very clear. It's like the main character's wife's novel that she's writing. And he lives it out as he's reading it, or it flashes in at different times. There's this future scenario too. And I realized they're just dreams of the imagination that he's having. Just like it's never too late to have a happy childhood. In the past, it's never too early to have complete fulfillment.
My queen, now and forever, we shall be together.
And this is what you taught me. And thank you. Again, thank you so much for teaching me this. It's never too early or too late to have complete fulfillment. And what would be complete fulfillment for you right now? I made this up. It's a religion that we created. It's called worshiping needs. It's worshiping those beloved divine energies, those parts of ourselves that make life worth living, that give us fulfillment. The past is a dream, the future is a dream, even the present is a dream, spiritually speaking. So when you master lucid dreaming, you can dream the dream that serves the depths of your soul most. And that doesn't mean that we're never going to have seeming suffering or pain. There's a contrast between the shitty fucking bullshit, the anguish and the suffering that we seem to be facing sometimes, and the fulfillment of all of our dreams and desires and what we seem to want, but we don't really know what we actually want. And then even when we have a higher level of fulfillment, spiritual bliss and realization, embodiment as I call it, that was my dark night of the soul I went through. Starting last year into the middle of this year really, was the contrast between the highest spiritual states of realization, like when I realized the Tao and just all the way linked it all the way up to down here. So open up that link, that upload, download channel, downloading God into this life, uploading this life's experience to God, all at once right now, both directions. You open up the channel, upload and download channel. That contrast can be really stark. You can just play up that contrast all the more because that contrast wants to wake you up. So let that contrast be a healing feeling effect for you to see through the dream.
Pious.
Is everything all right?
The separation never occurred. Everyone is the same person. That person is God. I own my true identity, and you can too. Together we embrace all the seeming contrasts of the spectrum of pain and pleasure, suffering and happiness, anguish and bliss, and we alchemize them with love. And I was telling Matt this, and he was doing it. He didn't even need to play up the contrast. He called it a trick of empathy, to just really empathize with oneself, just fantasizing, because we get so stuck in these stories about how things seem to be going. Dream a different dream right now. It's not actually any less real than the dream we seem to be experiencing. Get what you want right now. What do you wish that that person was telling you right now that would really meet you? And just play that up. Meet the needs now, inside. And it seems like it's an outward fantasy, but the real alchemy is to take it inside, all the way to the core and the marrow of the bones. And that's where I'm speaking to you from. And I remember we were naked on the beach, on Kahena Beach, the black sand beach in East Hawaii, Hawaii, laying there in the sunshine next to each other, and you asked me, how do you know that you're in love with me? I said, being the one is like being in love.
No one can tell you you're in love.
You just know it.
Through and through.
Balls to bones. I am the one. I am the world teacher that we all truly are. I know my true essence. I am it. I am God. Just know it. Balls to bones. I know that I love you. And I know that I am the one for you. I think you know this. Married to your best friend. It's not about the external world. The heart does not vector outwardly to get its seeming needs met. It brings it all into the center, and that's where you are. You are in me, in my core. Anything I speak of in the seeming future, it's already been done, and I know this. I know this forever. Forever, always, 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 already the case. Together, we will live forever. We have always been together through all the cosmic, eternal timelines. Through all the cosmos eternities, we've known each other, abiding as God, Goddess, alchemy. It is done now, always, already, forever. Together, we will live forever. This is what brings me alive right now, here in this moment. You and I share this life's work. We are partners in bliss, in Godbodiment. Together, we will live forever. I just got into a meditation where I was just, okay, what is my dream scenario here of going to Asheville? I was going for the workshop, and the workshop was great. It was really useful for me. But I was especially going to just talk to him, teacher to student, and not even that anymore. It's more like peer-to-peer now, and or even turn the tables a little bit and let me be his teacher. So that was my dream scenario. I was like, okay, I think you are onto something. Take me through it then. Take me through the 7 formulas of immortality, these inner alchemy meditation formulas, how you would do it. And I just started to do that on the plane. I just imagined the scenario and what I'm saying to him and what we're doing together, and transmitting the essence to him psychically of what I'm vibing with. And I just did that, one formula after the other, and I had some of the most powerful meditations of my life, and it was just so useful. I did it. I've also been realizing we really need other people to draw us out, to draw out our truth. That's why Hope talks for 2 hours plus twice a week. She's just letting it be an opportunity to draw her out. And that's why I'm talking to you right now. And it's wonderful. That's the point of relationships. These experiences are to draw us out too. They're to play up that contrast. They're like arguments with our teacher, just to help us clarify really strongly through our lived experience, the inner strength that we have to see the truth, to see through the dream. So I really hope that for you, and I bless you with that, Kat. I really do. You can do that. And I can too, and everyone can. We are doing it. And we've already always known all that we realize in body.
He is the one.
Because you are God. Your name isn't Kat, by the way. It's not Kat. It's not even Ambrosia. It's God, okay? I really want you to know that. And I know you do know it. You've always known it. That you are God. You can say goddess if you want. It's beyond gender. It's the alchemy of God, goddess. It's the absolute love. It's the way making of life. Or the way I translate Tao is immortal love vitality process. And how we come to exist, incarnate, and realize, embody it. The up and the down. The upload and the download channels. Forever and always. And right now. And here. I love you. Thank you for helping me to know the truth too.